What happens when a mob boss gets a panic attack while barbecuing sausages? No, it's not the setup for a joke, it's the launchpad for The Sopranos, the TV series that changed television forever. On the surface, it's about crime, therapy, and Italian food, but underneath, it's a deep psychological character study of a man torn between two families, one blood, one bloodstained. With a groundbreaking approach to storytelling, anti-heroes, and prestige drama, The Sopranos didn't just open the door to the golden age of TV, it kicked it down like Tony during a shakedown. Let's get into how this show became iconic, shaped pop culture, and redefined what it means to be family. The development of The Sopranos began with David Chase, a guy who had grown weary of network television and decided, screw it, let's make Goodfellas meets Frasier. Chase originally conceived The Sopranos as a movie, but HBO saw the potential for something much bigger and much darker. What followed was television alchemy, mob drama with introspection, psychotherapy, and a whole lot of gabagool. The pilot was filmed in 1997, and when it premiered in 1999, it was like someone had turned on the lights in a room full of bland procedural dramas. And there stood Tony Soprano, cigar in hand, existential dread in the other. The idea of putting a mobster in therapy was a total curveball. At a time where TV characters were more one-dimensional than a cardboard cutout of David Caruso, here comes Tony Soprano, a man who could order a hit before breakfast, then stress eat a bowl of ice cream because his mom didn't love him enough. Chase wanted to explore what it means to be a man in America using organized crime as a metaphor for corporate life. But let's be real, watching Tony have a panic attack while threatening someone's kneecaps, that's the content we didn't know we needed. The premise was deceptively simple. Tony Soprano, a high-ranking mob boss in New Jersey, starts seeing a therapist after fainting during a family barbecue. From there, we watch as he juggles the dual stresses of mob leadership and suburban domesticity. The brilliance? The show isn't just about what Tony does, it's about why he does it. His sessions with Dr. Melfi peel back the layers like an onion that might stab you. It's as much a deep character study as it is a crime drama, blending psychological depth with bullets, betrayals, and some pasta. James Gandolfini as Tony Soprano wasn't just good, he was era-defining. He brought menace, vulnerability, charm, and raw power all in one balding tracksuit-wearing package. One moment, he's a loving father. The next, he's smashing someone's face into a steering wheel. The duality was everything. Edie Falco's Carmela was a force of her own, devoutly Catholic, draped in gold, and constantly weighing the moral cost of that granite kitchen countertop. Michael Imperioli gave Christopher Moltisanti enough chaotic energy to power a small city, and Lorraine Bracco's Dr. Melfi gave us the best therapist-patient dynamic since Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting. The ensemble was stacked. Dominic Chianesi as Uncle Junior, Tony Sirico as Polly Walnuts Gualtieri, who, by the way, was so connected in real life, he made sure the scripts didn't make Polly a snitch, and Steven Van Sant, yeah, the guy from Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band as Silvio Dante, with a permanent scowl and hair that defied the laws of physics. Every cast member brought something uniquely chaotic, funny, or terrifying to the table, often all at once. David Chase was the showrunner, the writer, and the quietly terrifying godfather behind the camera. He oversaw a rotating crew of talented directors like Tim Van Patten, Alan Coulter, and John Patterson, who brought cinematic flair to every episode. It wasn't just shot like a movie, it felt like one. Long takes, naturalistic lighting, and symbolic dream sequences that made you wonder if you accidentally ate mushrooms with your baked ziti. Critics weren't just impressed, they were flawed. The Sopranos won 21 Emmys and 5 Golden Globes, but beyond the trophies, it earned something more elusive: respect. It proved that television could be an art. It showed that audiences could handle morally complex characters, subtle storytelling, and season-long arcs without someone shouting, "Previously on." It paved the way for Breaking Bad, Mad Men, and Game of Thrones. Basically, if your favorite show features a man making bad decisions while staring pensively into the middle distance, thank The Sopranos. The legacy of The Sopranos is as indelible as a mob tattoo. It brought HBO into the prestige TV spotlight and helped kill the stigma of television being less than film. It inspired countless think pieces, university courses, and yes, even memes. The show's finale sparked one of the most heated debates in TV history as the screen cut to black mid-scene. Some called it genius, others threw their remotes into existential confusion. But whether you loved it or hated it, you remembered it. And that's the mark of a show that transcends entertainment and became legend. Behind the scenes, the stories were as wild as the show itself. James Gandolfini was notoriously intense on set, once paying the cast and crew out of his own pocket during a contract dispute. Tony Soprano had actual mob ties and only agreed to play Paulie if his character never became a rat. And Michael Imperioli? Well, he once accidentally stabbed a guy in a scene with a real knife. That's method acting with an insurance claim. Now, was The Sopranos perfect? Not quite. Some fans felt the dream sequences dragged, and there were a few slower episodes that felt like filler. A couple of character arcs got less attention than they deserved. And yeah, AJ Soprano's teen angst made you want to punt him into the next season. But these minor flaws are like overcooked pasta at a 5-star meal. Still better than 99% of what's out there. What makes The Sopranos highly recommended, even after 20 years later, is its sheer audacity to blend mob violence, therapy sessions, generational trauma, and pitch-black humor. It dared to make a monster sympathetic, to show the rot under the suburban dream, and to ask if anyone, mob boss or not, can truly change. Watching Tony Soprano is like watching a slow-motion car crash with Sinatra playing in the background. It's horrifying, it's fascinating, and you can't look away. In the end, The Sopranos gave us more than a great show. It gave us a mirror to look into, a question to ask ourselves: are we more like Tony than we care to admit? And more importantly, would we still go back for seconds at Ortibuco's restaurant? Because when it comes to The Sopranos, one thing is certain: just when you think you're out, it pulls you back in. Oh!